Could you begin your journey to good financial health as early as in your 20s? Now, these are some financial mistakes I wish I'd known about when I was in my 20s. And I'm sharing them with you now so that you can stay on track with your personal finance goals as you start adulting.
Number 1 is a common financial mistake: living beyond your means.
I think in your 20s, the first time you're earning money, you might feel that you need to reward yourself, and there can be a lifestyle creep. We have FOMO, fear of missing out, or you sometimes want to buy things you don't need with money you don't have and end up impressing people that you really shouldn't have to. Right, so choose your friends wisely and choose your lifestyle wisely, and always take a look and see, are you living within your means? Because if you can't live within your means, when you earn $3,000, it's only going to creep up on you when you earn $8,000. There are also some innovations in the market, for example, like buy now, pay later, which can be quite attractive, especially to digital natives like people in their 20s, and you feel that you're very clever to be able to spread out payments and get what you want earlier. But however, this can be counterproductive. We do know that buy now, pay later users could end up not paying off the whole sum, and it causes you to overestimate your budget and your capacity. So I would say that let's steer away from these things that seem clever, but in the end actually messes up your sort of budgeting system and the way that you think about money.
Overspending can also lead to another big financial mistake: accumulating liabilities instead of assets.
We need to be aware of the slippery slope, because sometimes when we overspend on big ticket items, we end up with debt. And this rolls over at high interest, especially for unsecured debt. If possible, please don't accumulate any high interest credit card debt at all. Pay that off as soon as possible. So what we recommend is that you keep your total debt servicing ratio. That means that the proportion of the payments you make towards all kinds of debt, mortgage, credit cards and all that, to below 35% of your total income. When it comes to non-mortgage debt, to be really financially healthy, you should keep it to within 15% of your take-home income.
The next financial mistake to avoid is saving only from your leftover expenditure.
It is not how much you earn, it is how much you save. So a very simple hack that just needs to be set up once and for all is to automate your savings upfront. So set a standing instruction and pay yourself first before you pay anyone else, and then you budget and live within your means. So we recommend that you save at least 15%, the more the merrier, 20% or 25% of your income upfront every month. You don't need a reason to save. You can always save because it gives you options in the future. Save towards an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is there in case you suddenly lose your income, for example, or in case you have a big expense. Then you don't have to dig into your other assets or dig into your investments in order to pay it off. So save towards a pot of 6 months in cash, liquid cash first, and then thereafter automate that 15, 20, 25% into a suitable investment portfolio.
In order to get a handle on how much money goes in and out, you'll first need to understand your personal budget. So, it's important to draw up a financial management plan to fit your needs.
It is on the basis of this savings and surplus that you build any wealth, that you build any nest egg. The short term is actually what is most under your control, and which is what makes you rich, because without that surplus, you cannot grow your money. The long term is about investing, it's about accumulation, it's about returns, but this you have less control over because you can't control markets.
One final pitfall to be aware of: when you seek financial advice, think about where it comes from. Be discerning. Some hot tips could land you in hot soup.
Young people in their 20s are the true digital natives. So they started with information at their fingertips, a lot of information, a lot of development of technology like blockchain and crypto and all that has been great. But at the same time, there's misinformation, there's confusion, there's too much information, and there's also scams, there's trickery, there's deep fakes, and so on. So all this means that for the people in their 20s, at the same time, there's a lot of potential to make a lot of money and to achieve great financial health. But at the same time, they're also vulnerable in some very special ways to financial mistakes. We have a proliferation of influencers and influencers, but they have their own agenda, and a lot of times they do not have the qualifications or the experience to truly explain to you what's going on in the markets. So I would recommend go for reliability and sufficiency. A maximization mindset tends to make you fall prey to greed or fear. Perhaps you don't need everything to be happy, and you don't have to be rich to be clever, but you do have to be wise in order to choose what is most important to you.
Wise words to kick off your 20s. Hey, by the way, do you have a financial mistake that you've made that you'd like to share with us? Or perhaps you have a hot tip on how to save? Let us know via the email address you see on your screen.